Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in everyone's life when solitude is not just an option, but a necessity. In a world full of endless noise, opinions, and distractions, being alone is often misunderstood as being lonely. Yet solitude is one of the most powerful states of mind a person can embrace. It allows us to rediscover who we are, to listen to the whispers of our inner voice, and to strengthen ourselves without depending on the validation of others. Many people confuse solitude with loneliness, but the two are not the same. Loneliness is a feeling of emptiness that comes from a lack of connection with others, whereas solitude is a conscious choice to spend time with oneself. It is not about isolation or sadness, but about creating a space where your mind and heart can breathe freely. In solitude, you do not suffer from the absence of people. Instead, you enjoy the presence of your own being. It is an intentional pause from the noise of the world to listen to your own inner voice. Solitude is necessary because it allows you to slow down and detach from the constant rush of daily life. Every day, we are surrounded by conversations, notifications, and responsibilities that demand our attention, leaving us with little room to focus inward. When you choose solitude, you gift yourself the time to recharge, to think clearly, and to restore balance in your life. This quiet time is vital for mental clarity, emotional stability, and even physical well-being, because the mind is able to rest from overstimulation. Another reason solitude is necessary is that it creates a space for self-discovery. When you are with others, your attention is often directed outward, influenced by their thoughts, moods, and expectations. Alone, however, you come face to face with your true self. You learn what you genuinely like, what you truly believe, and what you honestly want from life without external pressure. This kind of self-awareness cannot be developed in constant company. It requires moments of uninterrupted stillness, where you are free to reflect without distraction. Furthermore, solitude strengthens your relationship with yourself. Just as time spent with friends or family deepens those bonds, time spent alone deepens your connection to who you are. It teaches you to value your own presence, to find peace in your own company, and to realize that you are not incomplete without others. This recognition is powerful because it shifts your mindset from needing external validation to appreciating internal fulfillment. Instead of fearing loneliness, you begin to see solitude as a vital companion on your journey of growth. When you are constantly surrounded by people, it becomes easy to lose touch with who you truly are. The opinions, expectations, and judgments of others can begin to shape the way you think and act, often pulling you away from your authentic self. Solitude breaks this cycle. It creates a quiet space where you can step away from the voices of the world and listen to the voice within. In these moments, you rediscover what genuinely matters to you, free from outside influence. Being alone also helps you peel away the masks you might wear in different social settings. Many times, people adjust their personalities to fit into groups, workplaces, or friendships, which can cause them to forget their own natural identity. Solitude gives you the freedom to be exactly who you are without pretending, performing, or adjusting for anyone else. In this space of honesty, you can reconnect with the parts of yourself that might have been hidden or neglected. Another way solitude reconnects you with your true self is by allowing you to focus on your inner needs. When you are busy catering to the needs of others, your personal desires and goals often take a backseat. Alone time shifts the spotlight back to you. It gives you a chance to ask important questions. What do I want? What makes me happy? What direction do I need to take in my life? By answering these questions, you begin to align your actions with your authentic value. Moreover, being alone allows you to build a deeper sense of self-respect and self-trust. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you recognize that your worth is not defined by how others see you, but by how you see yourself. This realization strengthens your confidence and grounds you in your individuality. By spending time with yourself, you nurture your identity, appreciate your uniqueness, and grow closer to the person you were always meant to be. Silence is often underestimated in today's fast-paced world, where noise seems to dominate every aspect of life. Yet, silence has a power that words cannot match. When you allow yourself to sit in quietness, distractions fade away and your mind becomes clearer. Thoughts that were once tangled and overwhelming begin to organize themselves, and answers to long-standing questions often emerge naturally. This clarity is not found in chaos, but in the stillness, where your inner voice is finally heard without interruption. Beyond clarity, silence is also deeply connected to healing. Emotional wounds wounds, stress, and fatigue often go unnoticed when life is filled with constant noise. Silence acts like a balm, soothing the restless mind and calming the anxious heart. It creates a safe space for you to process emotions, release pain, and rebuild your sense of peace. Just as the body needs rest to recover physically, the mind needs silence to recover emotionally. Without this time, true healing becomes difficult, as we remain distracted from what truly needs attention. Silence also sparks creativity in ways that busyness cannot. Many great thinkers, writers, and innovators found their best ideas in moments of solitude and quiet reflection. When the noise of the outside world fades, the imagination becomes free to wander, explore, and create without limitation. Silence removes the pressure of constant external input, allowing original thoughts to emerge. Whether it's writing, painting, solving problems, or planning a vision, silence opens doors to creativity that constant chatter keeps locked. Furthermore, silence cultivates mindfulness, which strengthens all aspects of clarity, healing, and creativity. In silence, you become aware of your breath, your thoughts, and the present moment. This awareness slows the racing mind and connects you with your deeper consciousness. As a result, you gain sharper insights, greater emotional balance, and more innovative ideas. Silence is not emptiness. It is a powerful presence that brings forth the best within you when embraced fully. Spending time alone gives you the unique opportunity to pause and reflect on your past. In the quiet moments of solitude, you can revisit past experiences, decisions, and mistakes without judgment from others. This reflection is not meant to trap you in regret, but to help you understand the lessons hidden in those moments. By acknowledging both your successes and failures, you gain wisdom that guides you in making better choices moving forward. The past, when examined in silence, becomes a teacher that shapes your growth. In addition to reflecting on the past, solitude allows you to fully embrace the present. Often, life moves so quickly that you overlook the beauty of the moment you are living in. When you are alone, distractions are fewer, and you can truly focus on where you are right now. You notice your surroundings, your thoughts, and your emotions with greater clarity. This mindful awareness grounds you, reminding you to appreciate the small victories, the simple joys, and the valuable lessons of today instead of always rushing ahead. Solitude also provides the perfect setting to think deeply about the future. It is in these quiet hours that you can envision where you want to go, who you want to become, and what steps you need to take. Without the noise of outside influences, your dreams and goals become clearer and more aligned with your true desires. Planning for the future in solitude allows you to design a path that is authentic to you, rather than one shaped by societal pressure or the expectations of others. Moreover, reflection on past, present, and future while being alone creates balance within you. You learn to honor your history without being chained to it, to live in the present without taking it for granted, and to prepare for the future without being consumed by fear or uncertainty. This balanced perspective makes you stronger, wiser, and more prepared to handle life's challenges. Alone time becomes a sanctuary where the timeline of your life unfolds with meaning and direction. One of the greatest gifts solitude offers is the chance to build true independence. When you spend time alone, you learn how to rely on yourself rather than constantly seeking support or validation from others. This independence is not about rejecting relationships or isolating yourself, but about recognizing that you are capable of standing on your own. It teaches you that your happiness and stability do not have to depend on someone else's presence or approval. In this way, solitude strengthens your ability to live with confidence and self-assurance. Independence gained through solitude also helps you make better decisions. When you are constantly surrounded by other people's opinions, it is easy to become swayed or pressured into choices that don't truly align with your values. Being alone allows you to reflect without interference and make choices that come from your own reasoning and intuition. This practice sharpens your judgment and helps you trust your instincts more. Over time, you become less dependent on external voices and more rooted in your inner wisdom. Resilience is another powerful quality nurtured by solitude. Life is full of challenges, and if you have never learned to stand alone, even small struggles can feel overwhelming. Time alone forces you to confront difficulties without immediately leaning on others, helping you discover your inner strength. You learn to adapt, to cope, and to rise above obstacles with determination. Solitude becomes the training ground where resilience is built, preparing you to face hardships with courage and composure. Moreover, the combination of independence and resilience makes you emotionally stronger. When you realize you can survive difficult times without constant support, your confidence in your own abilities grows. This self-reliance protects you from the fear of abandonment or rejection because you know you have the strength to carry yourself forward. Solitude, therefore, is not a weakness or a punishment. It is a process that transforms you into someone who is both self-sufficient and unshakable in the face of life's uncertainties. Growth is often seen as something that happens through interaction with others. And while relationships do play a role, the deepest form of growth takes place when you are alone. When you step away from constant external influence, you give yourself the freedom to explore your personal strengths and weaknesses honestly. Solitude removes the need to compare yourself with others, allowing you to focus entirely on your own journey. In this space, you realize that true growth does not depend on how others see you, but on how much you are willing to work on yourself. When you are alone, you can set your own pace for self-improvement. In groups, progress is often measured against collective standards or peer expectations, which can sometimes pressure you into growing in ways that don't align with your true path. Solitude allows you to move at a rhythm that feels right for you, whether that means pushing forward with discipline or taking time to heal and rebuild without relying on others. You take ownership of your growth, making it more authentic and lasting. Another important aspect of self-growth in solitude is the development of self-discipline. Without others to push, remind, or motivate you, you learn how to rely on your own determination. This discipline strengthens your character because it shows you that progress comes from within, not from external pressure. Each small step you take on your own becomes a powerful reminder that you are capable of driving your own development. The more you practice this independence, the more confident and capable you become. Finally, solitude creates space for deeper self-awareness, which is the foundation of all growth. By spending time alone, you can reflect on your thoughts, actions, and goals with honesty. You can identify the habits that hold you back and discover the qualities that propel you forward. This inner examination is often clouded when too many outside voices interfere. But in solitude, the truth of who you are and who you want to become becomes clearer. Self-growth without reliance on others is not just about independence. It is about building a stronger, wiser version of yourself through self-reflection and personal effort. When you choose to embrace solitude, you are essentially choosing to acknowledge the strength that already exists within you. Many people fear being alone because they believe it will expose weakness or vulnerability. But in reality, solitude reveals resilience. It shows you that you are capable of handling life without constant company, and it teaches you to draw energy from within instead of depending on others. This shift in perspective transforms solitude from something uncomfortable into a source of power. Embracing solitude also allows you to build emotional stability. When you learn to sit with yourself in both peace and discomfort, you begin to recognize that your emotions do not control you. You control them. This ability to regulate and understand your own feelings without outside distractions strengthens your inner foundation. It proves that you can face challenges with calmness, patience, and wisdom. The more comfortable you become with your own company, the stronger your emotional resilience grows. Solitude is also where courage is born. In moments of quiet, you confront your fears, doubts, and insecurities directly instead of masking them with external noise. This confrontation is not easy, but it is necessary for true strength to emerge. By facing these inner battles alone, you discover that you have the power to overcome them without needing someone else to fight them for you. This courage stays with you, shaping your confidence and preparing you to face bigger challenges in life. Most importantly, embracing solitude deepens your trust in yourself. When you realize that you are capable of standing alone, you no longer fear being left behind or abandoned. You carry within you a sense of wholeness that cannot be shaken by circumstances or people. This inner strength becomes a permanent companion, guiding you through life with independence and quiet confidence. Solitude is not a void, it is a mirror that reflects your greatest power, the strength that lies within. In the end, solitude is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It is in those quiet moments alone that you find clarity, strength, and direction. Solitude teaches you who you truly are, helps you build resilience, and reminds you that you are capable of standing tall without constant support. It is not loneliness, it is empowerment. By spending time with yourself, you learn to listen to your own voice, to trust your own instincts, and to value your own presence. So let us not run from being alone. Let us walk into it with courage, for within solitude lies the key to self-discovery, independence, and unshakable inner strength.